Welcome to Crossbody of Work. My name is Evan.
I am Javier.
I almost forgot the name of our podcast. That would have been embarrassing. This is episode 220, and it's part 2 of Kane.
Evan also has the podcast literally imprinted on his head right
I
now.
have it on my hat. It's behind me on the tote bag.
It's on my hat.
Your hat that I'm looking at. What am I doing?
I don't know.
How am I forgetting my own podcast? Anyways, if you've never listened before, interesting to start with something that's labeled part 2. I appreciate you. You're a wild card and a maverick. So we cover a wrestler through 5 of the most important matches, but some wrestlers have long and storied careers or have deep lore like Kane, so they get 3-part series. We already covered him last week. You can watch his debut. You can learn about Isaac Yankem DDS. That's cool. You can do all that, and that's in part 1. You can go watch or listen to that. But this is part 2. We're talking about Kane essentially in his peak era of 2001 to his unmasking in 2003. And we will start next week's episode with his unmasking.
Yes.
And then we recognize that there's about 15 years of Kane we're putting into a third part. But really, you can summarize that in a couple of things. You know, May 19th, when he tries to make John Cena go evil. He's the tag team champions with Daniel Bryan. And let's face it, the lack of mask is not as good.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, spoiler alert for all the people out there, we're not going to get Corporate Kane. I refuse. I refuse to let Corporate Kane in there.
Once Kane's in slacks, it really takes a lot out of the appeal.
It's not even the slacks. I'd be okay if he was unmasked wearing slacks. That's fine. My issue is the messed up hair. The hairline's like a fucking pyramid. I don't even know, like a janky, because he doesn't style his hair. He just fucking buzzes it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't buzz it in a specific way. So it's like he just kind of let it grow in weird patchiness. Like I think.
Are you saying that Kane needs a lineup?
I'm saying that Kane needs a lineup, maybe a fresh fade, some out here, because it's not looking good. And that reason and that reason alone, Corporate Kane's out.
There has never been a man being told to be like, he has to stay so far away from the cookout. Like, this man cannot get a fade or a lineup to save his life.
Him and Brian Alvarez are getting as far away from the cookout as humanly possible.
This is the only time I've really enjoyed wrestling Twitter discourse in a while. Has been people making fun of Brian Alvarez, and I think that's fun. Speaking of making fun of people, we also like to dunk on Glenn Jacobs as a person, and it's very interesting because he's had some bad takes and some bad opinions on the world, and it's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, everyone, because Pride Month is wonderful. We will be donating money to different Pride-related charities for every episode we do on Kane. This week, we're covering the Trevor Project, which is the U.S.'s leading suicide prevention and crisis intervention center for LGBTQ young people. They do support 24/7. They do information sessions. They're a wonderful organization. We will be donating to them. The link to donate to them is also in the show notes or the description of the YouTube video. We recommend supporting whether it's national charities or your local communities in honor of Pride. Happy Pride.
The least that you can do is listen to Chappelle Roan.
I think Hot to Go should be the new national anthem for both countries.
Like what Red Wine Supernova does to me, it needs to be like studied by scholars.
Where are they finding all of these pop? We're back in the era of pop stars. You know what I mean?
It's not only that; it's the pop stars that are just out here serving.
Yes,
like Sabrina Carpenter,
Olivia. They're just killing it.
Serving.
It's absolutely serving and swerving. Hey, this week's episode starts with a world title shot that you and I both kind of forgot existed.
I rewatched the Attitude Era in its entirety. Like, admittedly, it was the better part of a decade ago. But, like, this was like 2015, early WWE Network days.
Yeah.
And I do not remember this match in the slightest. Unforgiven 2000.
Yeah.
The Rock is defending the WWF Championship against The Undertaker, Kane, and I'm going to let you do this.
Every episode where we include Chris Benoit, we call him Dickhead. So for the entirety of this next match, if we are talking about someone named Dickhead, you will know it is Chris Benoit, and that is the last time we will say his name.
I don't say it. Like that's why I just hand it off to you.
I can say it in the experience of, this is to give context to the people that when we say dickhead, you now know who we mean by dickhead.
Yes.
If you've listened to any of our episodes before that have included him, and again, we're never going to do an episode on him, but he has matches with like Eddie Guerrero that need to be talked about, and he's important in a lot of people's kind of stories. So he's
Yeah.
dickhead.
He shows up.
I forgot this match existed, and then I watched the WWE hype package. Holy shit, I am invested immediately watching this hype package. They are so good at building hype.
So
It's
good.
crazy.
And like still, like I watched the hype package for have you seen the Drew McIntyre Damian Priest one?
Yes, this is not a
So
great
good.
feud. This is a great hype
It's
package.
barely a feud. It's a hey, you're coming to my home country, so I'm getting the title shot. Great freaking video package.
It's so good. The match starts, Kane and Rock squaring off, Taker and Dickhead square off as well. There's a lot of action in this match. It's going to be hard to kind of go through everything. The thing that I noticed about Kane here is Kane is still in his I can no sell era.
Yes, and I love it.
He's not human pretty much in any way, shape, or form at this point, which I think is still the best presentation of Kane.
I will say my favorite version of Kane is when he's still kind of like stiff, not like hitting hard, how we wrestling fans think of stiff, but like literally
movement.
stiff, movement wise, a little stiff. He loosens up a little bit. Honestly, it's kind of around 2001.
Yeah.
But he still has that like slight stiffness to him, and I love it. I love that about him.
You know what I don't love? Undertaker's whole thing here. So, American Badass.
Rolling.
One, he doesn't come out to Rolling. He comes out to a Kid Rock song, which is without a doubt worse.
Do not remember that.
Without a doubt worse. Two, I understand why message boards in the year 2000 did not like Undertaker. His actual working is not good here.
I love the American Badass.
I love the American Badass when it's
in the
presented.
Early phases of it, though. I understand
when it's presented well. However, he is out here in black slacks and a not matching, like I'm gonna call it a navy blue wife pleaser. And
wife pleaser.
Well, you don't want to say the other thing that it's called, and so you
I didn't know that's what it was called.
Do you know the other, the derogatory term that it's called?
Well, yes, that's what I call it. To be fair,
but then people have changed it to a wife pleaser.
Well, why don't we just call it a tank top? That's what it is. It's a white tank top.
It's a navy wife pleaser, and I don't know. It's just he doesn't look great. The in ring stuff is fine. It's just wild that he manages to go from here to another massive high as he gets significantly older.
Is this June or July? Like this is pre SummerSlam, but after Judgment Day, right? So he's like within a month or two of his return.
Yeah, Unforgiven is September, so it's after SummerSlam. Oh. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
And Undertaker was on the cover for Unforgiven 2000, like he was on the poster,
as he should be, because he doesn't forgive anybody except his brother.
People don't forget,
except his brother.
What were some spots you liked here?
I love that Kane and Rock just immediately throw hands. Everyone throws hands with each other. They pair off doing that. We get a stare down between Rock and Taker, and Rock does this, and I'm like, boom! There's the WrestleMania 40 reason. He never forgot.
Yeah, Undertaker doesn't.
People don't forget.
He forgives, doesn't forget. Kane has some good spots early on. He's back in the ring, takes Rock's head off with a clothesline, which I thought was great. Rock runs Kane into Earl Hebner. That's a babyface move. Rock with the DDT, no pin because Earl is down. Taker with a chair shot to Rock's head. Dickhead does a chair shot to Taker's head. And then Dickhead gets the pin.
Even though Taker's leg is pretty much wrapped around the rope.
He's not even like, it's not even like his foot is like barely touching. His whole like Texas red ham hock leg is resting upon the bottom rope.
He's like wrapped around it. It's literally like he's trying to prevent himself from getting eliminated in the Rumble match.
Yeah. And Earl is so bad. He's just like, yeah, man,
that's the worst ref ever.
That's
just the worst.
Earl had dinner reservations he was trying to get to. He's like, listen, Applebee's closes soon.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Earl thought it did, so he had to go.
Earl's like the special I need runs out at 11 p.m. I gotta be there by that.
I gotta be there fast. Yeah, here comes Commissioner Foley. They restart the match because, yeah, this is
You have to.
egregious. You have to.
This is the main event of a pay-per-view.
Dickhead turns around into all three of his competitors. They brawl up the apron, and everyone kicks Dickhead's ass.
They take turns tossing him into the screen.
Yeah, the like metal. This again. Every time we cover these eras, I'm like, I miss pay-per-view sets so bad.
They still have those screens though.
I know, but I miss like when the pay-per-view sets were different. That's what I mean.
They are still different sometimes.
Sometimes.
It might be a little different this weekend.
That's true. When you're hearing this on Monday, maybe it was different at Clash at the Castle. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what won't be different? Pretty much any of the titles.
I was going to say learning the words to Kingdom.
Oh, you gonna learn. AJ Styles is gonna learn the words "I quit," but he already knows the words to Kingdom. That's why.
Back to the ring. Kane wants to chokeslam. Undertaker hits him with a low blow because that's what older brothers do.
I respect it.
I respect the game.
You have an older brother. Did you or him ever just like little cup check?
We were not a ball tap family.
You guys weren't a cup check family?
We were not. This is a regional thing. It's like poppin' soda. We call them ball taps up here.
I mean, you could call them like many things. I just said cup
right.
check because that's like what you did in practice.
That's true. No. Rugby team I was on, big ball tap people. Oh boy,
big cup check guys.
Yeah, little rugby shorts, big cup checks. Just
yeah, no, my brother would cup check me all the time. We had like a little thing going because I did little league and he was doing like older people
bigger league, yes,
big baseball at the time. And so like so we would just like cup check each other whenever we'd be in like our uniforms or like we'd see each other and something like that. And so, you know, and obviously, I mean, listen, Malcolm in the Middle has taught me that it is normal for brothers to hit each other in the groin.
Obviously, like the major leagues are called the big leagues, right?
Yeah.
And the little leagues, that's little league baseball. Does that mean for like your whole like teenage life, you're just in league?
No, you're in mid league.
Mid league? Is that actually what it's called?
No, you're just mid.
Just mid. MJF mid. Insert it right here.
You're just in high school. I don't know. I do like that though. That's a good theory. It's like until you're 13, you're in a little league.
Yeah.
And then you're just like
in a
high
league.
School baseball.
Yeah.
You're just in high school baseball or college baseball.
That's right. So in terms of the action, Rock hits Taker with some steel stabs. Dickhead hits 3 Germans to Rock for a 2 count, does the diving headbutt. Rock kicks out of the diving headbutt. Kane chokeslams Taker. Dickhead interrupts it. He also interrupts a people's elbow because he is a heel at heart. Taker hits one of the best looking last rides I've ever seen to the Rock.
I love the last ride.
Rock sells it like an absolute star.
We definitely discussed this during the Undertaker 3-parter, which was our first 3-parter. The Undertaker's finishing moveset is the greatest finishing moveset of anyone ever. Yes. Just the fact that he has the tombstone, the last ride, and the freaking Hell's Gate or whatever the fuck it's called.
And the chokeslam to an extent.
I guess.
Earlier on, like you know, he's finished some matches with it. Like he could finish off a
he'll finish a TV match with it.
Yeah, he's not tombstoning Spike Dudley.
No, he's just choke slamming him straight to hell. 1, 2, 3, we're out of here, pal. Or hey, Hulk Hogan, you won a WWF title with that. Actually, now that I think about it.
Well, that was also after a tombstone onto Steel's chair.
Oh, we don't talk about that.
That's not important.
That's not what finished the match.
Dickhead locks Crossface in on the Rock. Rock gets a rock bottom. Kane is accidentally brawling with Taker, who is attempting to break up the pin, and Rock manages to pin Dickhead to retain the title.
You know, we love our big red himbo.
The big red himbo would be a great gimmick for Kane.
I mean, this was his gimmick.
If Kane went the way that a lot of other big men under Vince went, he would eventually become the big red himbo.
If Ryan Gosling's Ken had even the tiniest bit of sadism to him, he just would have been Kane.
He would. That's got to be Kane. After being in the title picture in 2000, do you remember what Kane's feud is between this and the Rumble?
So like random celebrities.
Nope. He feuds with Chris Jericho. Do you remember why he feuds with Chris Jericho? It's one of my favorite
Shampoo.
reasons. It's not shampoo. It's
Oh, the
just
coffee. Is it the spilled coffee?
Chris Jericho spills coffee on him, which leads to 3 pay-per-view matches, including a last man standing match or I think last man standing match.
Had to have been the last man standing. Kane's not quitting, buddy.
Kane's burnt in kayfabe, right?
Brother, Kane shouldn't be legally alive. Also, you should be in prison.
Oh, Kane should very much be in prison. So having coffee spilled on you, is that really a big deal? All right.
Well, mental scars. Mental scars.
We're going to move to what we both agree is peak Kane. Royal Rumble 2001. We're looking at the Royal Rumble match. We're not going to go through in all detail as to everything that happens.
Says you.
Says me, or else this episode's going to be fucking 3 hours long. The Royal Rumble 2001 is Kane's best performance in probably anything ever. He is an absolute star. He enters at number 6. So we're starting at number 6, where Drew Carey.
Do a quick rundown of the first 5.
Please do.
All right. So Jeff Hardy starts off with B squared. B squared gets hit with the head scissors. Matt Hardy comes out. They immediately double team and kick out B squared. Farouk comes out. They're double teaming him. He starts grown manning the Hardys a little bit. Twist of fate, swanton, bye-bye Farouk. Then it's Drew Carey. Drew Carey eliminates both the Hardys because they're doing that thing where they're teetering on the ropes or whatever. Also, how is Kane 6th? He's 5th.
Is he 5th?
He's 5th.
I thought he was 6th. Because B squared, Farouk,
Jeff,
both Hardys, Drew Carey.
Oh,
Kane
shit.
is 6.
No, that's on me. That's on me.
I know how to count. Kane does the corner fire. Drew tries to offer him money. Kane squares up. In comes Scotty the Body, a.k.a. Raven. Go watch our tier list of wrestlers' first ring names. It's
both these guys are on there, aren't they?
No, Kane's not on there. We don't have Kane.
Oh.
We have Undertaker, a.k.a. Texas Red.
Which is mid.
Raven has a fire extinguisher to the face. Al Snow appears and attacks Raven at ringside. He is competitor number 8. He's just early.
Yeah, he misses. I don't know whose fault that is, but it's not Al Snow's because he's awesome, and I don't blame him for anything. My favorite thing is he got taken out by Raven, so he's been out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be like an impactful moment.
No
one realizes that it's Al Snow.
No. They just assume Raven's being mugged at ringside because Raven looks like he's
being
mugged.
Shit. The camera just randomly turns and suddenly Al Snow's beating on him.
Raven gets knocked into the corner, and then Al Snow bowls a bowling ball right into Raven's flocking balls. And garbage can shots to Kane, and he manages to stay on his feet. I'm sorry, did I get you with flocking balls? It's the joke I'm most proud of in the last 2 months.
What happened 3 months ago that was better than that?
I don't know, man. I was probably on something. I was on one then. In comes Perry Saturn at number 10. Or number 9. So exciting. Perry Saturn sighting. We love Perry Saturn.
Perry Saturn sighting. They're all just double and triple teaming Kane with freaking trash cans.
Nothing makes Kane look stronger than when Raven is choking him from behind. Saturn is repeatedly chop blocking him, and Al Snow is just hitting him in the head with a road sign. It looks like when they're trying to get the gauntlet off Thanos. They're like, we got a plan. We're going to take him down.
It's like the end of the first It remake movie when they're down in the sewers and they're all trying to fuck with him.
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly.
This kid's got one fucking arm now.
Number 10, Steve Blackman. Number 11 is Grandmaster Sexay. And my only note was, there's a lot of fodder in this ring.
Whole lot of fodder.
Kane
is so out of place in this group. It's hilarious.
Then he gets a garbage can and goes to fucking town.
He literally eliminates Grandmaster Sexay with just a trash can shot.
He sure does.
You're out of here.
Steve Blackman gets tossed out.
Ruins him with a lid and then tosses him.
Tries to skin the cat and gets smoked with a lid in the face. Raven gets tossed out. Al Snow gets tossed out. Saturn gets tossed out. So Kane now has
cleared the ring.
I would encourage everyone to go look at the Royal Rumble 2001 on Wikipedia because they have the list of all the eliminations and everything.
Yeah.
There's just a chunk. Raven through our 13th competitor. We're not going to spoil it yet if you've never seen the best Royal Rumble of all time, arguably. are all eliminated by Kane. He eliminates 7 through 13 by himself.
I want to interrupt here with a very not on topic thing. TMZ has just reported that Bill Belichick is dating a 24-year-old ex cheerleader.
No. 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 I have no other things to say other than just nope. Anywho, hate all the mental images I've received. Out comes the honky tonk man.
I'm the honky tonk man.
Literally one of our least favorite wrestlers we've covered.
He's so bad. Nothing about it was good. Even the independent stuff was bad, or the territory stuff was bad.
Yeah. Honky sings, Kane tosses him, and then at 13 is The Rock. This is where I wrote that this Rumble truly has excellent pacing. It's nothing outlasts its welcome in the Rumble. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not better than 2005, but it's excellent.
It's excellent in the pacing. Solid back and forth. Obviously, out comes the Good Father. Rock hits at one of his big right hands, knocks Good Father clean out of the ring immediately. Taz comes out at 15, literally gets placed on the ropes like he's like luggage being stowed away. One right hand and Taz eliminated. I was like, holy shit.
I literally, the word, you don't know what the funniest part about that is? I have this written down here. So I'm watching this. I watched the Rumble match last night. Yeah. So just to get it out of the way, because I figured it'd be the longest match and I had nothing else to do. And I did some grocery shopping after I dropped my girlfriend off at the airport, just to, get myself some bread and stuff like that I needed.
Yeah, guy being left alone food.
Yeah.
Totino's pizza rolls. Yeah.
I do not have pizza rolls, but I did get Tostino's chips, not the tortilla chips.
There you go.
Anyways, that is exactly what I'm saying. I got the bread, but I had the chips up there. So I put the chips down and I put the bread in the spot at the exact same moment that Taz was being lifted by Kane. So as Kane is putting Taz on the top rope, I have some fucking rolls that I'm grabbing and putting up on my cabinet.
For those keeping track at home, this is Kane's 7th elimination. In at 16 is Bradshaw, not JBL. He's not JBL yet. He's just Bradshaw.
He hits the weakest clothesline he's ever hit.
Would it surprise you if I told you that Bradshaw has the 3rd longest time in this Rumble?
No, because as this happens and before the next heavy hitter or one of the next heavy hitters come in, before the Undertaker comes in later on, I'm like, yo, Bradshaw's been here for a while.
So in terms of length in the Rumble, Kane lasts 53 minutes and 46 seconds. The Rock is 38:42. And at 17:40, Bradshaw is the next longest person in the Rumble.
Wow. The Cody Rhodes spot goes to Bradshaw.
Bradshaw. There's also, I think, 4 wrestlers who last under a minute. Those being Farouk, and then a couple guys we'll see later, including Scotty 2 Hottie, and then obviously the Godfather and Taz. No, William Regal lasts a little over 2. This middle part is a lot of we get fodder. Albert, Hardcore Holly, K-Quick.
Our truth is here, baby.
Kane crosses the 30-minute mark as he spinebusters the ever-loving Christ out of Val Venus.
It's true.
I think when you're in a Rumble for almost an hour, you got to just start pulling out random moves that you don't usually do. And
what
Kane's
you gonna do, brother?
Kane's like, here's a huge spine buster.
If I were Kane, it's not possible because Batista wasn't on the main roster and it wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah.
If I were Kane, I would have done the spine buster and then just.
22 is Test. Regal comes in as well. Test eliminates Regal, which is random.
Right away.
Sure. Number 23 is a returning Big Show. He clotheslines Test out right away. Tosses K-Quick out with the military press. Yeet.
He's also wearing a t-shirt.
It's not my favorite Big Show look because we've determined that the best Big Show look was 99 or 2003. Those are the 2 peak Big Show years. Where he's a fashion icon.
Yeah. You didn't like Slacks Big Show?
No, but I like it better than big camo onesie Big Show. Who are you hiding
with the
from?
beanie.
You're the biggest man in the world. Who are
Well,
you
that's why he
hiding
needs the
from?
camo.
It doesn't work.
You don't know.
Then it's arms and legs, and they're like, where's the
Nah,
middle of
see,
that
here's the
giant
thing,
man?
right? Because when he was having his feud with John Cena, where they were facing each other, I couldn't see anybody. There was no match happening.
Wow, weird they're just showing this empty ring and this ref taking reps.
Crash Holly's here.
Also, Big Show gets eliminated because
Oh
Rock low
yeah,
blows Big Show and clotheslines Big Show out of the ring already, which made sense because they were the last two in the Rumble the year before that Big Show genuinely won.
yes. Crash
Crash Holly,
Holly's here.
Big Show
Big
is at
Show's not
ringside
happy.
clearing a table for Rock, choke slams him through it. 25 is Undertaker. He's on his bike.
Everyone at the moment is ganging up on Kane. Every individual that's in the ring, all the fodder, is on top of Kane right now.
Kane eliminates Albert and Crash. Both men clear the ring so they can square up to one another. But then they decide not to fight. No, instead they wait for number 26. Scotty 2 Hottie's face is the funniest thing in the world.
To pump it up.
Because, we all know Too Cool's music, banging it. It's a great time. I've never seen Scotty 2 Hottie unhappy, and he's very, very unhappy.
He's just like,
oh shit. Did you ever see like a matchup that was, because high school sports, you get this all the time, where like one kid's huge and one kid's small. Did you ever see one of those live?
Yes, because when I did my internship my senior year, they had me, like scumbags that they are, usually covering this one team called Smith Vocational.
Okay.
Which was by far the worst team in Western Massachusetts. They never won a game because I probably covered like 5-6 of their games. And in those 5 or 6 games, I think they threw like one pass.
Okay.
So the whole time I'm like, God damn it, this sucks. And then one week they're like facing a team that's good. And the reason why they still gave me that is because they were like, this is just going to be a blowout anyways. Who cares? Just cover that game. They got absolutely nuked. But there was a defensive tackle who absolutely ruined the team's center.
I love this.
Just fucking mowed the kid down. Like, it wasn't even fair. I was like, you just call it now. The D tackle, I'm pretty sure, like, was legitimately like college recruited because he had to have been. He was fucking massive. He was like 6'4". I interviewed the kid after the game. I'm like, I looked up at him. I'm a fucking senior in college.
Yeah.
And he's 6'4", so I'm like this, and then he's like 300 pounds. I'm like, this dude's going to fucking Alabama. Like,
Roll Tide. I had one of those.
Fucking mowed the kid. It wasn't fair.
I had one of those when I was playing football, and it was in our practice, actually. There was a kid on our team. Our team didn't really do cuts. Our school wasn't big enough. Like, we had to pretty much put everybody. But those kids didn't play. They were the backups.
Were you one of those kids, Evan?
I played every single snap on defense, baby. Starting outside linebacker, I played every single snap.
Outside linebacker.
Yeah, I
you took the guns on you like that.
I took the signals from the coach too. I was living, baby.
Oh, you were the mic?
Well, no. So I was the backup mic. I was the second mic.
Okay, you were the assistant mic.
Assistant mic. The guy who was the mic played university football all 4 years. So like,
yeah,
he was good.
When they said, oh, you're Mike, you're MJ, they meant Marcus.
Yeah, I was Marcus. So no, there was one guy on our team, and he was like 5 feet maybe, and he was on the team, kind of like moral support. Like he was a fun little guy, whatever.
Was his name Nicky? It's usually Nicky.
We let him during practice one day. He returned a punt, and honestly, he's so small, he got free a little bit. Oh. But what that meant was that one of our starting linebackers found him in space. And I swear to God, I've never seen someone fly that far out of bounds. He got rocked so sideways that he clear off his feet. Like, he could have ended up in the stands a couple more feet. He's just like, he'd be sitting down watching practice. We were like, oh no, he's dead.
Yeah, like, this is like Chris Jones just mauling Darren Sproles.
Also, is Smith Vocational out in Northampton?
Yes, or well,
Well,
technically.
then I'm making sure I have the right Google review because
No, that's the right one. Yeah.
somebody gave it 1 star on Google and said kids who leave this place act like Albert Einstein, not sure what's in the tap water. Okay, back to the Royal Rumble. Scott Duarte gets fucking murdered, obviously.
Oh yeah, he gets double chokeslammed and dumped by both guys. The Rock is back.
He's back in, and at number 27, Glass Shatter, it's Stone Cold.
With the freaking words, I love it.
Triple H assaults Austin from behind. Rock's in the ring. He's attacking Kane. Number 28, it's the one Billy Gunn.
I have never. So they were like building Billy up to be something at this point, right?
I wrote a note to remind everyone that at this point in time, he was an upper mid-carder.
And I have the lack of reaction by not just the crowd, but commentary.
Yeah.
Is insane.
They don't care.
He is trying to go aura for aura with some of the biggest names of the Attitude Era. And they are like, you know, the aura gods. They are your LeBrons,
pillars,
your Currys, your Jokic's, your your Giannis's, the titans of aura. And then this dude's just coming out here like fucking Jose Alvarado. Like
even Jose Alvarado's got more swag than this.
Like this dude's coming off the bench like he's fucking Svi Mikhailuk.
There you go.
You know, this ain't even right. Svi Mikhailuk, by the way, who has more finals appearances and points than Joel Embiid. Austin's bleeding.
Austin's bloody mess from Triple H beating him up. 29 is the return of Haku.
My guy.
And we know that the last person in the ring will be Rikishi because that had been announced previously.
Yes.
He comes out. Austin brawling with Rikishi, sends him into the ring. Austin eliminates Haku.
Who was throwing hands.
Rikishi eliminates The Undertaker.
With a thrust kick?
Yeah. Then Rikishi gets eliminated in the dumbest way possible. He tries to bonsai splash The Rock. Rock is playing possum, low blows him, and just knocks him out of the ring. Rikishi did it for The Rock. He did it for the people.
Austin eliminates Billy Gunn in what is probably the least memorable Rumble performance I have ever seen in my life.
I remember doing a quiz on Sporkle, and it was like, can you name all of the Final Fours from Royal Rumbles? And I had this one left, and I'm like, Austin, Rock, Kane. I'm like, who the fuck was fourth? I'm trying Rikishi. I'm trying Haku. I'm trying, I'm like.
The fact that you remembered Haku.
Oh, I remember Haku because I remember it was cool because it was like Haku and Rikishi. We're like, oh shit, that's awesome. I'm sitting like, who the fuck is It's Billy Gunn.
It's the one.
I feel so bad for this. So I want to talk about this moment. I know we're taking a long time before we go to break. It's fine. The moment where it's Rock, Kane, and Austin left. Austin and Rock are in opposite corners staring at each other. Rock has his crazy eyes, right? Austin's covered in blood. It's a visual. It's cinema. And that's when I realized Kane's the Ringo of the Attitude Era. Like, he's important. He's integral. You cannot tell stories without him.
Does that make Triple H like George Harrison?
Probably.
Is Triple H George Harrison?
Undertaker's Bob Dylan. I don't know how weird we want to get with this metaphor.
Is Triple H low key the best member? What is happening right now?
I don't know, but I realize I'm like, Kane's not in this shot at all, and there's a reason.
It's because he got knocked out.
Yeah, but it's true. But like, even like in our mind, like we know Kane has the best performance in the Royal Rumble. It's still Rock Austin, and it's really not a slight against Kane. He still went wonderful. It's just
should have won.
I also think that would have been a really good spot.
They throw hands, stunner to Rock, crazy Rock oversell. I love it. That's press to Kane, low blow, Rock bottom to Austin. Rock throws Kane through the ropes.
Yep.
Kane tries eliminating both men. He does eliminate Rock, but Austin hangs on. Chokeslam to Austin. Kane is insanely over.
Yes.
The freaking pop for Kane right now is crazy. And Austin is still a babyface, mind you.
Yes.
And Kane is the most over person in this match right now.
I agree.
Like, this is like, I want to compare it to 2014 when Roman at the end was like crazy over because nobody wanted Batista to win. But it's not even close. Like, Kane is significantly more over than Roman was at that moment. not just in general. I mean, like literally in the moment, the pop
Yeah.
and like roar for Kane is 10 times what it was for Roman in that moment.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it got to the point where I was like, shit, I want Kane to win.
Um, I noticed here that Austin boots untied. It's weird. Kane gets a chair, avoids it as Austin slides off of Kane's back to avoid it, hits him with the stunner, 3 unprotected chair shots to the head, and then Austin
Bad.
clotheslines him out to win. Kane, like I said, lasts over 50 minutes, eliminates 11 men, and has one of the greatest Royal Rumble performances of all time. Hey, you should go and look at our draft of the greatest Royal Rumble performances of all time. We have so much YouTube content now. We've been doing YouTube content
So
for over a
much.
year, so we have so much to go pick
Oh
from.
my God, it has been a long time.
It has been over a year. We started in April of 2023.
Damn.
We're going to take a break. When we get back, winner take all between the Brothers of Destruction and the two-man power trip. Back from the break, it's Backlash 2001, winner take all match. Austin is world champ. Triple H is IC champion. The Brothers of Destruction are the tag champions. Whoever wins gets all of the gold. I hate this type of two-man power trip. I think when they were like, if they're being presented as like, hey, we're badasses who ruin who run everything, that's cool. Austin begging off of people is the worst visual of all time.
Nah, I love it.
No.
Because he's so good at it. That's why.
I don't care that he's good at it. I don't like it.
You don't have to like it, but you
Yes, I
gon'
do.
get it.
I
don't get it.
I thought this match could have been better. Like I feel like it's missing a gear. You know what I mean?
Kind of. Here's the thing, which is really weird to say. I think Triple H is the thing that's like not fully connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because every time Triple H is involved, I'm like, God, come on.
And also the other thing is like Kane, there's also this weird angle. They're reluctant to tag Kane in because he's got a fucked up elbow.
Kane was attacked pre this. I think it was the Raw or something beforehand.
I also
his
think
elbow's bandaged up.
I just think that's part of the thing that's bothering me is that.
No, I love that. I absolutely loved it. It was
you like vulnerable Kane?
It was terrific storytelling. And Kane, this is my favorite performance from Kane. It probably that will cover in these 3 parts.
Okay.
Because the selling was in fucking credible. This is an absolute masterclass in how to sell an injury when you're heading into a match. Like I don't know if they do. I'm not a part of a wrestling school or training people. But like, if I were a coach, this is what I would be showing people of like selling injuries. This is fucking art.
The way Kane entirely changes his offensive arsenal to not involve his one arm.
Yeah.
Like he's doing one arm power slams. He's only throwing right hands. Like it is pretty good.
Like never a moment where I'm like, oh, he forgot.
Yeah. I think you're right though. I think it's not that it's missing the gear. I think it is the like Triple H parts feel.
It just feels like he's in a different match.
Yeah.
Like it feels like he's trying to make this a match from like the fucking 80s for some reason when that's not what this is.
No. The only time Kane uses his other arm that I can find in the match is he double close
up.
Well, yes, but as an offensive maneuver is he double clotheslines Austin and Triple H as they try to leave partway through the match.
Yeah.
That's the only time I can think of that he uses his other arm.
The Brothers of Destruction are Kane specifically is so over when his entrance hits.
Yeah.
They try to leave, like you mentioned, the two-man power trip try to leave. The monsters start beating their ass by the entry ramp and then ringside. Kane makes attack to Taker. Austin comes in at the same time. He is begging for his life.
Yeah.
Absolutely begging for his life. And he's so good at it. It's great. This might be my favorite heel Austin match.
I just fucking hate it.
It wasn't the longest run as a heel. He was a heel for what, like from Mania to Survivor
Invasion,
Series?
Yeah.
So it's like, what, like 7 months, 6, 7 months. I think it's great.
I think it's just a bummer. Like I think there's a way to do Austin heel where he doesn't.
Nah,
I know. Here's the thing. I don't think it's a good way to do Austin heel. I don't think you should have fucking done it.
No, because Austin heel was just Austin babyface. That's just what it is.
Yeah. Just leave him. Let him be tweener.
Nah.
That's fine.
You got him, make him do this. This was great.
So
They
you
start
agree?
rocking
Hold
Austin.
on. I want to put it on record. You agree with the Austin heel turn at
No,
WrestleMania?
I agree. I don't know. It's not that I agree with it, but we got it. And I think he fucking nailed it.
I love that you're like, I don't agree with it, but I'm here.
Yeah. Like, I'm not, listen, I don't agree with a lot of things in fucking wrestling, but you could still make something good out of it. Like,
all right, continuing on with the match again. We're not going to go beat by beat with all of these.
no,
Kane does some really good hope spots for Kane with his one arm.
Yeah.
I do know that it's interesting to see vulnerable Kane, something we didn't see at all in episode 1. Like he was never vulnerable even once. Kane powering up and send Triple H to the outside with just like a big push, I thought was really good.
At one point, Taker DDTs Triple H, but won't tag in Kane.
Yeah.
And then he points at his own left arm. And he's like,
You can't do it.
Can't do it.
The match really picks up as Earl Hebner gets involved. Shocker, surprise. Triple H hits a pedigree on Kane, tags in Austin to pin Kane, which I thought was weird as fuck. But Taker breaks it up. Taker hits a chokeslam on Austin while Earl is distracted by Stephanie, and then he shoves Stephanie off the apron. I was like, whoa.
What? And then we get the most electric thing I've ever seen in my life when Kane hits a fucking enziguri.
It's so good.
It is clean as fuck. It legitimately might be the best enziguri I've ever seen a big man hit.
It's so good. And again, it ties into like he doesn't have his arm to use. So he's like, fuck it. I've seen little people do this move before. I'm sure I could hit it.
Bro's just out there watching S.A. Rio's tape.
He's like, yeah, see, I'm from Spain. Let's fucking do this.
Ultimo Dragon tape is being crunched. Taker gets a hot tag, and it's electric. This is the best hot tag we've had in a while on this podcast. Out of 10, Evan. Out of 10, 9.
I was going to say
9 out of 10.
I was going to say it's
easy.
9. Big
it's
boots.
Really hard to get to a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is like Pantheon.
Tosses Austin outside. Last ride Triple H, and it is a great one. Taker isn't the legal man, though. Earl, I don't think Earl knows who the legal man is. He gets bumped to the outside, which is great. Austin stunner to Kane. Taker and Austin head to the outside. Triple H wants to go for a belt shot. Kane boots it back in his face. Stephanie interferes and eats a big boot from Kane.
Loved it. It was a clean big boot, too. That's the best part about it. It was a good-looking one.
Vince comes in. Triple H in sledgehammer shot to Kane's arm and then his head. 3 count, 2-man power trip retain. I do wish 2-man power trip went longer. I also wish they were presented a little bit more formidably.
I mean, they were going to go longer, but Triple H tore his quad.
Triple H lost some quad meat. All right.
I'm laced it. No,
just lost it. Doesn't know where it is. So you picked the matches this week, and that also means you picked the promo. And I'm so glad you picked this promo.
Yes.
It's March 28th, 2002. There's about to be a 6-man tag match. It's the NWO going up against Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Kane. And Rock is backstage. He's talking to Hogan. He's roasting his old opponents.
You know, you've been in the ring with a lot. They're like Hogan pretty much asked him like, "Can we trust Kane?" And Rock says, "Hey, you've been in the ring with a lot of big cats. You know, he ain't big King Kong Bundy. You know, he ain't Kamala. You remember when he was like, you know, he's one scary cat and one big red scary ass kicking machine." And then Kane comes and stares at them.
Rock confirms that he's scary and does like a flinch test. He's like, ah. And Kane doesn't move, obviously. And asks Kane if he's ready to whoop Candy ass. Oh, buddy.
You ready?
Go for it.
Kane says, yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? And when The Rock is about to answer him, he goes, "It doesn't matter if you're ready, because tonight The Rock and Kane team up with Hulk Hogan. And you know something, brothers, whether it's the millions
and millions
of Rock fans, or 20,000 Hulkamaniacs, or 20,000 screaming Canaanites, the question is, brothers, what you gonna do, brothers? Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, X-Pac, what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan and The Rock and the Big Red Machine run wild on you? What you gonna do? Ah, ah, ah.
I literally wrote, I needed this.
It was iconic. It's perfect. Everything about it is incredible.
It's literally a moment in time that we're like, okay, there's a different presentation for the Kane character. He's a human being now. He's allowed to do funny things like this. He's going to do a fucking Kane-a-Rooney soon. Like, this is the different Kane now.
This is my GOAT.
Are you a Canaanite?
I'm a hardcore Canaanite at this point. Not next part, but this point.
This point?
Hardcore Canaanites.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take another break. When we get back, it's the Katie Vick storyline. Back from the break, and in October of 2002, Kane would enter into a feud with Triple H, because Kane always had problems with Triple H until he was business Kane. Then he had no problem with Triple H.
So he became a greedy, bloodthirsty capitalist.
Kane began feuding Triple H, leading to a match at No Mercy on October 20th, in which both Kane's Intercontinental Championship and Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship were on the line. In the lead up to this match, which is, again, to unify two of the most important titles in WCW and WWE into permanent lineage history, Triple H claimed that several years earlier, Kane had an unrequited relationship with a woman named Katie Vick. He claimed that after Vick was killed in a car crash, Kane had sex with her. Triple H later threatened to show video footage of Kane committing the act in question. However, the footage that finally aired, of course, showed Triple H dressed as Kane having sex with a mannequin in a casket. I didn't remember this part. Kane's tag team partner, the Hurricane, responded the following week by showing a video of Triple H, or someone with a Triple H mask, getting an enema. I didn't remember that
Give
part.
him an enema.
The Katie Vick storyline is bad. That's
one of the worst
putting it lightly.
In the history of this company.
So the lore, because Kane's all about lore, is that Kane either was in a relationship with or had like a crush on this girl, Katie Vick, and that there was a car crash, that it was an accident and everyone blames Kane for it anyways. And then the rumor that Kane had sex with her dead body.
So here's the thing, right? Wasn't Kane supposed to be dead? Yes. I thought Kane just reemerged when he interrupted the Undertaker, because Paul Bearer had him in hiding for like the first 30 years of his life or whatever.
But now, but according to this, Kane was in like high school.
Yeah, but Kane was still in hiding in high school.
No, I agree. So that it's a huge hole, is that all of a sudden Kane now is like at Bayside High with fucking Slater and Screech, and he's like, "Oh, that Katie Vick. I hope she'll go steady with me."
You know, I hope I'm able to touch her while my boys play Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I mean, maybe his boys were playing Grand Theft Auto in the funeral home. Who knows? Yeah, it's really weird to be like, hey, this guy might have engaged in necrophilia, and everyone's like, no, that's a thing we shouldn't talk about on TV.
Yeah, but Triple H got an enema, guys.
He got water in his butt. Isn't that fun?
I didn't even fully realize what an enema was until like a couple months ago.
How did that come up for you? How did you figure out a time?
Oddly enough, it was, the Casey Frey thing where he's copying Eminem and he's like, enema, give an enema.
Yeah.
All men are friends. That I was like, wait, I don't actually know what an enema is. So I switched over to a private browser and I Googled enema. And that's when I found out what an enema really is. I thought it was a pill that you shoved up your ass.
No, that's a suppository.
Yeah, I found that one out as well.
Which, this is such a random thing. Okay,
we're here already.
The word suppository. So, as we all know, the person who shot JFK was Lee Harvey Oswald, right?
Allegedly.
Sure. And Lee Harvey Oswald did such things from the Texas Book Depository, right?
No.
Oh, yes. One of my friends we were talking
No.
about JFK, and he's like, "Yeah, he shot that man from the Texas Book Suppository." Oh, buddy, the way we would not let him stop. We're like, "Oh, he had a book up his ass when he shot the president." Wow, tell me more.
Oh no.
Yeah, there was
Poor
another
kid.
shooter on the grassy hole. All right. I guess we have a wrestling match to talk about.
We don't need to talk about the first half of this match. Who are we kidding here?
The only note I have is that I hate when Triple H in this era had no facial hair. It's the fucking
God,
worst.
it's so
It's
bad.
so weird.
He looks like someone who should be playing Gaston.
Yes. What do you think of so this era Kane, like 02, he started doing like the black singlet with the like red belt straps things on him. What do you think of that look?
It's okay. He's also like noticeably not as big.
Yeah.
Which is not as fun.
Not as good as his initial gear, but it's still good. Like it's still unique, a good unique look.
Yeah, I think anytime pre-unmasking, I loved all of Kane's gear.
That's fair.
Because, and honestly, even post unmasking, I liked the tights with the red barbed wire on them. I thought they were
good. Yeah,
but it becomes. Now that I think about it, even when he remasks again later on, I hate the mask, but I like the singlet a little bit.
Yeah, he's always got this like some good singlets.
It's the slacks.
It's the slacks. Do you want us to pick this match up when the old man appears?
Yes, go ahead.
So Kane is up for his diving strike because he's got good control over Triple H for most of the beginning of this match. And here comes Ric Flair. Kane wants to chokeslam Flair. Kane shoves Earl out of the way to get to Flair. Kane's running both guys for a while. Like he's fucking up Triple H and Flair. But Triple H gets a belt shot on Kane as Earl wakes up. 1, 2, kick out. Kane is alive.
And then the Hurricane comes out.
Stand back. He takes out Flair. Triple H pedigrees Hurricane at ringside and seemingly kills him off like Ricochet.
Is this the last we ever see the Hurricane?
No, not actually. But in this match, he just fucking disappears.
I was like, is he gone? Do we know? Is this just Gregory Helms from now on?
That would be crazy if it's just one single pedigree from Triple H is powerful enough to kill a man.
By the way, they dropped this episode of Speed when Andrade beats Ricochet today, and I don't know why they waited until now.
I don't know why they waited.
They usually just drop them every Wednesday, but today is Friday. I don't get it.
I don't understand.
Kane does a power slam to Triple H for a near fall. He went to go for a big boot. Triple H avoided the move. Referee gets rocked.
Yes, referee does get rocked. Referee, of course, is Earl Hebner. That's nice. Kane chokeslams Triple H through the Spanish announce table. C. Here comes Ric Flair. Chops do absolutely nothing to Kane. In the ring, Flair tries to sledgehammer. Kane blocks it. Kane's going to swing it, but Triple H is close enough to low blow him. Hits a sledgehammer shot to Kane's ribs, which in reality is, I think, one of the worst things I would to experience. Getting hit in the ribs fucking sucks.
Anybody that hasn't had a rib injury, I envy. The worst I've had is like bruised ribs.
Yeah.
And I felt like I couldn't breathe for 2 weeks.
I wasn't like technically a rib injury, but I did like strain a muscle, but that is between two of my ribs. Same thing. Like you're trying to sleep and you just wake up, and so why am I awake? It's like, oh, because you can't breathe well.
Like it's literally, I was conscious of my breath for 2 weeks straight. Like the entire time I was like, the best thing that human evolution ever did was make us forget about our breathing.
Yes. That and not being able to see our noses.
I mean, I
can see it, but I have to like think about it and be like, oh, there it is.
No, I can always see my nose. It's weird, especially when there's light. Like whenever we record this, I can just see my nose.
It's I'll be right here. Kane chokeslams Triple H though, which is cool. Second ref is here. Flair pulls him out and clocks him because Flair loves berating people who work places. Kane gets a diving Flair for a chokeslam. Triple H drives Kane to the corner, hits a pedigree. Earl is up conveniently at that time. Pin is counted. Triple H is technically a double champion, but they retire the IC belt into the World Heavyweight Championship.
I hate it.
I remember watching this match live and being so fucking mad. And I know the point was for me to be mad because like, that's what heels do. But I was like, I think I was I was developing Mark tendencies. And I was like,
Yeah.
Triple H can't keep doing this.
He can't keep getting away with it.
I think it's because my brother was like actively on the forums. And so like
Oh,
he would be like, yeah, like Triple H is gonna just hold on to belts forever. And I'd be like, why? Because of Evolution or Ric Flair? And he would be like, no, just because he's like the son-in-law of the owner. And I'd be like, oh,
what do you mean?
I like that you were Schmidt there for
No.
a second. A white man.
Unbelievable.
Kane formed a tag team with Rob Van Dam because one of them likes smoke and the other one likes fire. They won the World Tag Team Championships from Chief Morley and Lance Storm, gross, on the March 31st episode of Raw.
Fuck.
Yeah, do you not remember the electric pairing of Chief Morley and Lance Storm?
I wonder if there's a sporcle out there for all the WWE. Are they still WWE or are they they WWE at this
they're
point?
E at this point, yeah.
All of the tag champions of the WWE era.
Yeah.
Like regardless of brand, like
Yeah.
title configuration, just tag team champions of any kind. From
Regal and Tajiri.
the beginning to now, it's like first off, it'd be like 200 names.
The
Probably.
Mexicools.
But
all
they have
5
the
Spirit
titles?
Squads. Trying to think of as many of random David Otunga and John Cena.
The disrespect to Kenzo Suzuki and Rene Dupree. I know it's because they're not an oddball pairing. They are the pairing, but still.
Which Basham is your favorite, and why is it Doug?
It's Dave.
I think it's Danny. It's the other one.
Oh.
You've been hiding a secret third Basham? Dave Basham?
Yes, it's actually it's Joey, not Joey Matthews. Is it Joey Matthews? Who's the one that get his face exploded?
Joey Mercury?
Joey Mercury. It's Joey Mercury when he's bald. That's the third Basham.
Yeah, Joey Mercury's real name is Joey Matthews, so I'll give you that.
It's Danny Burch.
Yeah. It's just insert bald guy here. It's Johnny Sims. We are covering for our last match. It is the team of Kane and RVD defending the tag titles against the Dudley Boys from Backlash 2003. Chief Morley is the referee, and there's some infighting amongst the Dudley Boys, which is always interesting to see.
You know, I don't like this because why the fuck is his name Chief Morley?
Because he was the assistant to Eric Bischoff. He's part of the Bischoff regime. And
So
this
wouldn't
is what
that
he
just
did.
make him Assistant Morley?
No, he was a chief.
That doesn't make. Also, why is he Morley again? What is that? He's fucking Val Venus. It should be Chief Venus.
Well, it's because he was the chief of staff. Because he returned under his real name, you know. And then he turned heel and was his assistant and was Chief Morley, and it was a good thing.
And why the fuck is Lance Storm here?
Because they never knew what to do with Lance Storm.
This doesn't make any sense to me. RVD and Bubba have a cute little standoff to start the match, and there's loud EC dub chants. Yes. And then they start double teaming RVD. And then he flips over Devon, and then he hits a spinning heel kick, and he hits a leaping leg drop for a near fall. And I was like, I fucking love that guy.
Rob Van Dam is so cool.
He's so cool.
We also love Rob Van Dam because he retweeted the podcast, like the episode about him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so shout the fuck out to Rob Van Dam.
Shout out to RVD.
What a cool dude.
Just a cool guy.
Very
just
cool
all
guy.
around cool guy. He's just out here. He stretches. He wrestles. He smokes weed. I think he's married. Probably. Hopefully, he's a good husband.
That's what he's doing. He's just smoking weed and
he definitely
doing
owns a hot tub.
I've never seen anyone who I'm more certain owns a hot tub.
Than RVD. 100%.
It's him and it's Matt Riddle. There's a weed to
no, Matt Riddle doesn't own a hot tub.
There's a weed to hot tub pipeline.
No. He's not owning a hot tub. If I had to guess,
he just shows up at other people's hot tubs.
It's like it's hard because I'm looking at I'm thinking of people and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck would he own a hot tub? Like RVD, you just take one look at him and you're like, that guy right there, that's a hot tub guy.
Officer, that guy. You know who's good in this match? Devon.
I like Devon in this
Devon's
match,
really
man.
good because the infighting that the Dudley Boys have in this match is that Bubba is more okay with being part of like the Bischoff regime and kind of doing things for Eric Bischoff to get this title match, and Devon's like, "Fuck that guy! I don't
Yeah,
want to do
fuck
anything for
that
Eric
dude.
Bischoff."
My brother.
Testify.
Yeah, so Kane tags in. He starts rocking Devon. This is when I noticed that Val Venus was the referee.
Only then.
Only that. It was like 4 minutes into the match. Right? And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. Because they keep talking about Chief Morley. I'm like, who the fuck is Chief Morley? Then I'm looking and I'm like, oh, shit, it's Val Venus. All right.
Bobby was like looking for a fucking indigenous guy. Like, oh, like a chief? Like, what are we doing here?
No. I'm just like, who the fuck? Like, whose gimmick was this at this point? I'm like, is this fucking Chuck Palumbo before, like, you know?
RVD's back in. He does his fancy rolls and his fancy kicks. Bubba hits a sidewalk slam. We get a what's up as Morley is distracted. And this is where I realized Jonathan Coachman is our play-by-play guy here. He's the best. He's such a studio guy. He's like the Madden halftime show.
Right, he was on Sports Center.
He's an excellent studio guy. But he's got studio voice to do play-by-play, which are two very different things.
Yeah.
And you and I actually have a genuine opinion on this because we've done these things.
Yeah, he does. He has studio voice, and it's hard to. Well, it's because he comes from that background.
Yeah,
which I understand why he's there. Yeah. Like they got Michael Cole, so they were, and he's been a success, obviously. So they were like, oh, maybe Jonathan Coachman can translate.
Yeah. But
and they've just tried to replicate Michael Cole like 18 different times throughout the years, and they've never been able to do it.
And who is the best Michael Cole replacement? Who has done the best? Because they got rid of him.
You're talking about Big Tom?
I'm talking about Tom Phillips.
Well, yeah, Tom what is it?
Hannafin.
Hannafin. He's just over there killing it in TNA. Hey, we might see him in a battle royal on Tuesday.
I like how you were about to call that man Tom Haberdashery. I'm pretty sure.
I was about to call him Tom Habistro. I was like, oh, he's Tom Habistro, the NBA. I think it's NBA reporter.
Tom DeLonge, yeah, big fan. So RVD, we get a Kane hot tag, which we haven't really seen a lot of recently.
It's okay. This one's fine.
Back body drop, clothesline to Bubba, sidewalk slam Devon. Let's give it a 7, solid 7.
6.5.
Okay,
6.5.
RVD gets tagged in for a diamond kick.
This is an authentic scale here.
We get the rolling thunder to Bubba. Devon hits a cool ass neck breaker out of the corner of RVD.
It's basically an inverted Tower of London. It's a Tower of London, but it's a neck breaker.
Yeah, and RVD lands on the exact top of his head.
That's just because RVD is fucking insane. Kane hits a flying punch right after that.
Yeah.
And then Val Venus decides to low blow Kane.
Yes, Bubba's doing his jabs, does his dancing. Kane goes for a chokeslam. Chief Morley then hits Kane in the nuts. Morley accidentally clocks Bubba when RVD ducks. Devon attacks Morley because he put hands on Bubba, that is a good reaction. That's fair. Fucking Landstorm off the top rope out of nowhere. A surprise Canadian just appears.
You said he's fucking Lambstorm from the
just fucking Landstorm. He appears from out of nowhere.
This is what happened with Katie Vick.
If he could be serious for a moment.
No, he cannot be serious because he immediately gets fucking hit with a Bubba bomb.
Yep.
Immediately.
Up with a clothesline to RVD. We get a 3D on Chief Morley. Kane and RVD are up. RVD hits the 5-star frog splash. New ref comes in. 1, 2, 3. Kane and RVD retain. Kane and RVD's tag title run would end poorly because this is what leads to Kane getting unmasked. And that is how we're going to open part 3, is the unmasking of Kane. What do you think of this era of Kane?
I had a great time. I told you this before we started recording. This was like some of the most fun I've had watching matches in a long time. Like, it has one dud, which is the Triple H match. But aside from that, like, I loved the tag match with the 2-man power trip. I even the freaking the RVD versus the Dudleys match. I thought that was fine enough. The Rumble is electric. You know I love Rumble matches.
The Rumble's electric.
The Fatal 4-Way was really, really good.
It's a quality match.
I really enjoyed that.
Give one recommendation this week.
What's the Rumble? But like,
aside
if you
from
don't want to, if you don't want to go through and watch all that, I'm saying the tag match, the Brothers of Destruction against the 2-man power trip, and just focus on Kane and his selling.
Just watch Kane. Yep.
Just watch Kane and his selling. It's incredible.
I think it's the tag match or it's the Fatal 4-Way. I think those are the two that I recommend if
Yeah,
you're not
same
going to
for
watch the
me.
Rumble match. Next week, we have so much. We have the Unmasking, we have Team Hell No, all that good stuff
We
is
might
going to
have
be
a
in
cage
there.
match against Seth Rollins. Who
We might
knows?
talk about him trying to kill Zack Ryder. We might we might talk about him was trying to get John to embrace the hate.
Yeah, we won't be doing that.
See
We,
No
we ain't doing
Evil.
that one.
There's a lot of weird
Are
Kane
we
stuff.
gonna watch See No Evil for the for the next week's episode?
I mean, maybe that'll be the next episode of Wrestling at the Movies.
I saw See No Evil in theaters.
Sometimes I think you have good taste, and then you tell me things like this.
I was a child. What do you want me to do? Like
Not
that
go
movie
see
came out.
See No
What
Evil
was
in
it?
theaters.
2006.
I don't know.
When was the May 19th thing? Wasn't it 2006?
See No Evil, the first one came out in 2006.
Yeah, I was fucking 9. Actually, I hadn't even turned 9 yet because my birthday's in October. I was 8 years old when that movie came out, and I went and watched it in theaters because Kane was in it.
Did you know that the guy who directed See No Evil, like this is his Wikipedia. He says Gregory Dark is his name. American film director, film producer, music video director, screenwriter. Dark is an adult filmmaker who transitioned into directing Hollywood movies.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a career.
He is an auteur.
Does that mean somebody
who
was
decided to
watching
switch genres?
porn for the plot and they were like, "This movie's directing is really good. That's an excellent cut decision. What a great wow."
How did he even get this camera angle?
I know I'm done, but I'm going to keep watching. All right. Next week, it's Kane Part 3. Obviously, we have one more spot of Kane to cover. Hey,
Kane?
one more spot of Kane. You should follow us on all social medias. Javier, tell people where to follow you.
I'm on the Twitter machine at JMLO Sports. Just lob the kid a follow.
We are deep in June. Javier still does not have a sign. You can follow me on Twitter at It's7Gomes, ITSEVANGOMES. Follow the podcast, most importantly of all, at Crossbody of Work on Twitter and Instagram. Tell your friends about the podcast. Get them in, talking about Kane, maybe talking about all the other episodes we've done recently. We've done lots. Terry Taylor is in there recently. Lita is in there recently. All of these available, of course, wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to rate 5 stars and subscribe. And if you're watching here on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Hit subscribe. Join us on here because we put lots of cool stuff on here. We just did a tier list video. We've done all of our other series. Go and check out everything because as we now know, we are now wrestling content creators.
Say his name and he will come.
Joe Hendry? Do I believe in Joe Hendry? I do.
I do believe in Joe
Hendry. Truly believe in Joe Hendry. All right. That's
Paris,
all the things that we need to
Tokyo.
talk about this week, except for everyone's favorite part of the podcast. Javier, any final words for the people?
This week on Life Advice with Javier, I have 2 things to say to the people.
Oh my goodness.
Keep reusable grocery bags in your car at all times. Always have one bag in there. Make sure there is always one bag in the vehicle at all times. I had a nightmare yesterday when I went to the grocery store and I was like, crap, I don't have a bag. And I know that I could just get one of theirs.
Yeah.
Right? I know I can. But that's not the point. And I'm stubborn. So I just decided, you know what? It's not that much stuff. Whatever. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to take it as it is. That was a mistake. So yes, always have one available in your car. Just trust me. It's a lifesaver. It's great. More than anything, I don't know. Let's say you're like me and you go visit your mother and your mother decides to give you food. It's nice to have a bag that you can just throw that food in instead of just leaving it in your passenger seat or something like that. You never know when you're going to need a bag. And
hey, if you need a bag, check out the merch link in the podcast notes and the YouTube thing because we got tote bags. I'm pointing at it right now. Look at how white my fucking hand is because of the sunlight. Yeah, you can get a tote bag with our logo on it. Wouldn't that be cool?
Another thing is my part 2 for this week. Get yourself a comfy office chair.
Yes.
Especially if you work from home. Mine is starting to go significantly. The cushion's just gone. My back is in shambles. My lumbar is in shambles. I'm in the market for a new chair. So honestly, if anybody has any suggestions, drop it right down. Just make sure it doesn't have mesh. I don't like mesh chairs. Not a fan of them.
I literally have mesh on my chair. I can give you my recommendation where I got my chair from.
I'm looking at one. Well, what is it?
I got mine at a garage sale. I was literally walking around the neighborhood with my wife, and I saw it, and I was like, "That chair looks better than my office chair." So I paid $5 Canadian for it,
All
and
right,
I
well, I'm
rolled it.
on the way.
I rolled it home.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, come check out these Ontario garage sales. I'm
Yeah,
sure you'll find something.
everyone working from home or that has to, do anything sitting down for an extended period of time in their home, unless you plan on sitting on the couch all day. If you're sitting at a desk, get yourself a comfortable chair. It is a worthwhile investment because if you're spending significant, prolonged periods of time there, your back will thank you. Trust me,
Yes.
it doesn't matter what age you are. I'm fucking 26 and I'm in shambles over here.
God, such a baby. You don't even know what back pain is yet. All right. We're out of here. We'll be back next week to cover the remainder of the career of Kane. We will talk to you then.
Say his name and he will come.